Hello and welcome to Wholehearted Success, self-love and courageous action for a business and life you love. I'm Nicole Moorey, personal success and empowerment coach, and I love supporting women entrepreneurs with the personal side of their lives. And today I'm very delighted to introduce you to Leonie Beck, who's here with me today. Hi, Leonie.
Hi, Nicole. Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to have a chat with you and meet your community.
Wonderful, and I cannot wait to hear what you have to share with us. Leonie is a Qigong wellness mentor, and I love that your passion is to empower professional people to become high energy, confident, and successful through the application of ancient Qigong wisdom. So I'm sure you can do a far better job than I could to explain a little bit about yourself and your work.
That was beautiful, Nicole. So what I've found is that not many people know what Qigong is, and I didn't either. And what it is, literally translates as energy cultivation, and it's a breathing and movement practice which is based on traditional Chinese medicine, and it's been practiced for thousands and thousands of years in China. And sometimes you might see people in the park doing Tai Chi type movements. It's similar to that, but it's more for healing, and you can get emotional clearings, psychological clearings, remove blockages, whether they're physical or emotional. And my story is that I was going down a path that was so wrong for me. I was incredibly successful in terms of what the world says we want. I had a fantastic job that had incredible career progression. I traveled a lot for work. I had more money than I could spend. I could go on holidays for the 4 weeks of a year in Australia. We're given 4 weeks. And I had a great house. I had a car, all of this stuff, but I was absolutely miserable. And I didn't understand why, and I was so sick and unhealthy. I had no energy, and I just was completely disconnected, and I felt guilty and shameful that I had all of this beautiful abundance in my life, but I was still miserable, and it wasn't enough. And it was a slow process for me because I didn't have anyone to guide me. But what started the process of transitioning to reconnect was getting into my body. So I started with yoga, and that was great, and it gave me the foundation, and I practiced some meditation, and I still do that. But then I found Qigong, and it was just revolutionary. And within a couple of months of having found it, I quit my job, I completely transitioned my life, and I started training, and I just became alive. And my partner, who I have now and who's absolutely beautiful, he has been with me through this transition, and it has, from the outside, him telling me what he's seen, it has been radical. But for me, inside, I haven't really seen it because I've been doing so much work and it's been slow. But he's seen this transformation on the outside from me being this low energy, depressed, sick person to this high energy, happy, zest for life person that just is so excited to do everything and anything and try and experience and explore and be curious. So, it's just a beautiful practice, and it's all about moving. So I tried reading and journaling and self-help books, and even I saw counselors and talking through it, but the words didn't really work for me. I know it works for a lot of people, but I needed to get into my body and listen to the messages that were there and the intelligence. And I discovered that my life that I had created for myself was not right for me when I started to listen to the messages. And that was difficult. I'd spent over 15 years creating this life at study and then career, and then to realize that all of that was not right, it was challenging, but got there in the end, and now I just have a fantastic life sharing what I know and my passion with people. So you can probably tell already I could talk about it forever, but hopefully that kind of fills in some information.
Absolutely it does. And, clearly just in talking with you, I can tell how lit up you are. So, clearly it was the right move for you. And I love how you knew it was the right thing to do within months, and that's all part of listening to your inner guidance and following what your body's telling you to, which, I wholeheartedly believe in myself. But I can see how your Qigong practice really helps you to get into your body and follow, what yourself at your core has to say, about how you live your life. And actually, in your sharing your story, you kind of were explaining, what I believe wholehearted success means. And so I don't know if you have further thoughts to add, when you think of that term wholehearted success.
Yeah, absolutely. So I had this idea of what success looked like, which was money and career and the outfits and the holidays and the house and that could be someone's success. It could be. But for me, wholehearted success was something deeper, a deeper part of listening to myself and my deeper truth, feeling this essence that I believe is within everyone, and it's something different for everyone as well. And it's this magical gift that we all have that the world desperately needs, that we can uncover and share. And I feel that for me, wholehearted success is finding that authentic self, and then wholeheartedly going out and sharing it with the world and being enthused and having people gravitate towards you because of that enthusiasm, and feeling full and nourished all the time in every aspect of your life because you're living your truth. So yeah,
beautiful. And I was just going to add, I'm sure this comes up when you do the work with your clients, that inner peace that you can create for yourself has a ripple effect into their professional lives and all areas of their life.
Absolutely. You can feel when someone is so enthused about what they do, you want to know about it. You want to hear them tell you. Mm-hmm. You want to engage with them and experience that pleasure and joy yourself. Whereas if someone is going through the motion and there isn't that energy there or the passion, it's more difficult to engage people and really want to really, spend time on that, because there's messages everywhere. People will always have, you should do this, or you should try this, or, buy my service, or, read my book, or whatever. There is always going to be that. And when there is substance and an energy there, I can pick up a book and, just reading the blurb, it's like, oh, wow. Or there's, another book and it's like, oh, yeah. But it doesn't have the energy. Yes. Or, you meet someone at a networking event or, just at a party, and there is someone that's living their passion and you just want to hear about it. Or there's like conversations about someone's job that is feeling exhausting because you just know that they're exhausted in their job as well. So, yeah. Yeah.
I could just go on and on talking about this. Like, now I want to ask you, well, what do you suggest for your professional women, for example, when they are not feeling that way? Do you have like a famous tip, or tell us how you use Qigong to kind of work through that a little bit?
Well, we've probably all heard this before. I'm sure as us entrepreneurial women, and we're keen to develop ourselves. We've read the books, we've heard the things, but the first step is getting into your body, and the best key for that is listening to your breath. Mm. And for Qigong, the foundational breath, it's called baby breath because it was a breath that we were born with before we started getting the stresses of life, and we were told to sit still and, look outwards and not feel into our body. And it's just breathing from the lower abdomen. So everything we do is from the lower abdomen. It's this place called the dantian, which is 3 centimeters below the navel, roughly. It's a little bit different in everyone, but roughly that's where it is. And it's a storehouse of our energy source, our qi, which is this, magic that's within us that heals and repairs, but also gives us this vibration of enthusiasm and passion. And when we relax our abdomen, and I was shocked, even now, like I'll sit down to do my practice and I'm like clenching here and I'm like, Leonie, what's going on? Like, relax. And it feels also as women abnormal because we want to let our guts hang out to do this. But we feel, oh no, I've got to suck everything in and be nice, trim and taut. But you want to relax it all and let the guts just hang out and be really soft there and breathe into this space below your navel, just like a balloon inflating, and then relax and let it just passively soften back. And maybe do this for even just 10 rounds and relax into it and listen and see what's there. What intelligence is there? You know, sometimes there's, you know, the messages aren't big, but sometimes I just like well up and it's like, God, what have I been holding on to? And just letting the body relax and listening. And don't be worried if nothing comes, or don't be worried if like something full on comes. Just enjoy whatever happens and maybe give yourself that space every day, and it doesn't take long, even just 1 minute. And my teacher, he's very blunt. I love him to bits. And he says, because ultimately you want to be feeling into your body and creating a bit of space every day to do that. And he recommends 10 or 15 minutes minimum. And he says, if you can't find 10 or 15 minutes for your health, for your sanity, for your spirituality, for yourself, then you may as well just jump off a cliff. If you can't find like 10 or 15 minutes to do that. So he's a bit blunt like that. But, you know, start small, even just that 1 minute of space to listen and trust that there is this beautiful intelligence in your body. Oh my goodness, I could just talk about this forever, Nicole.
No, you put it so beautifully. And it's such a simple practice that any of us can do any time of the day, or even better, a few times throughout the day. And so I just love how you phrase that. So now I can't wait to hear what you have to say about the whole idea of self-love and what that has to do with your wholehearted success.
For me, self-love was understanding that I am more than what I can produce economically and financially. So for me, I grew up with the idea that my value was based on financial success. And so I put a lot of focus and pressure on following traditional ways of creating that. So the study for years and years and years, and then the professional career and the security and the financial security and the progression and climbing that corporate ladder, and then buying into thinking that money, my value was that financial, what I created financially. And I just didn't allow any other aspect of myself. I didn't allow my creativity. I didn't allow myself to enjoy and have space to just relax and chill out. And so for me, the self-love has been creating space to listen and to appreciate all these other aspects of myself, the aspects of being a loving partner in a beautiful relationship, and the aspects of myself that are a little bit kooky and a little bit weird, and the aspects of myself that want to explore and try new things, and then shedding these stories in the mind about what I should do and creating space to let whatever happens within just kind of organically express itself outwards, and allowing it. And rather than trying to control and manipulate and think I should look this way or I should behave this way, allowing that natural organic me to express itself. And what that happens in business is when that happens, you create that passion, and then you attract, rather than having to promote and push, you naturally attract people. Yeah, so, and even just in a Qigong practice, I love to practice at the beach, and I'm so fortunate to live on a beautiful beach in Adelaide, so I get to practice there every day, and I attract dogs. Like, the dogs will just come up to me, you know, they might not be so interested in other people, but they just come up to me, and it's like they feel the energy. And then, you know, you get people as well, like people are, you know, more restrained, and they, you know, have these societal things, oh, she's doing her thing, we shouldn't speak to her. But then there are some people that just come, it's like, what are you doing? I want to know about it. I want to feel that good too. And so, yeah, it's allowing rather than pushing and forcing and trying to contort, more letting go. And that's a hard thing to do. It's like, just let go and go with the flow. That's not an easy thing to do. Yeah.
No, and and so if one is just starting out, not familiar with doing that, you know, is the first step just to create the space for it, or how would you recommend one would start that?
Absolutely, creating the space, and everyone has their own unique diamond that unlocks their truth within them. So some people love words. They love words. So get your journal out and just fill it out. And maybe the first page feels a little bit rigid and contorted and controlled, but as you start to soften into it, it just is a deeper truth when it just flows out of you. Or maybe other people, it's communicating with people, and it's, letting that organic conversation lead itself in another way, that you aren't trying to control where it goes. But for me, it's the movement in my body, and that has been the key. So it's just getting into my body and allowing that organic movement. And I needed a teacher. I needed my teacher to show me that I could move in 3 dimensions rather than just 2-dimensional planes of front and back and up and down and left and right, and then giving myself the space to explore a bit more and feel into it and then listen. So it's kind of finding out the key and what feels good, and it should feel good.
Yes.
So it shouldn't feel forced or controlled. It should feel delicious and amazing, and you should want to do it, and it shouldn't feel like you're trying to do it and it's forceful and it's a chore. Yeah.
Beautiful. And just because the time is going by so fast, I would love to hear, how courageous action plays into this. What's been your journey with taking courageous action, and, how do you support clients with this?
Well, I really wish that I had someone to support me on this courageous action earlier on, because it was a lot of fumbling around and a lot of fear and a lot of stepping in and then stepping out. And so my transition from a life that did not suit me at all to a life that is absolutely in alignment with me 100% was a slow process, and it was painful, and there was a lot of tears, and there was a lot of hesitation, and it was slow because I was feeling things out, but ultimately it was letting go of the thinking mind and the stories and the shoulds and all that kind of stuff, and dropping into my body and feeling what that inner intelligence was telling me that it needed to be nourished, and to share what is my gift and learn what that is, and having the courage to listen and then allow, and then from that place of allowing to then take action on that. Mm-hmm. Maybe it's just taking a course that is really out there that inspires you, that you're afraid of spending the money, or you're afraid of what people will say because it's so left of field compared to what you've been doing, or you're afraid of the judgment, or once you've done that, then sharing it, and then overcoming the fears of being visible and being seen. And especially when we're all our authentic selves, we show vulnerability because it's our deeper truth. It's easy to show an outside story, but when you show this deeper truth, there's a vulnerability that comes from that. So being courageous to say, well, this is me, and world, I'm going to share it with you, and I know some people won't like that, but I know some people will love that. Mm-hmm. So for me, that's courageous action, knowing yourself, allowing yourself, and then taking the action and sharing it with the world.
And is that how you happened upon Qigong? Did you take a class and then just discovered that you loved it?
Yeah, I've had some beautiful teachers along the way, first starting with my very first yoga teacher, who then introduced me to her teacher, who then introduced me to my current teacher now. And so it was just really organic, and it was definitely meant to be. And as soon as I met my teacher the first time, I just knew that it was just this feeling in my body, and I'm so glad I listened to it. And it was weird, and it was out there, and it was different, but my body was saying yes, yes. And the courage, I suppose, was listening to that, and then doing more training with him, and then going deeper and experiencing more and learning more about myself and about the practice and healing myself, and then sharing that with people, even though there's people like, what's that? That's weird. And just having the courage to do it anyway, because I attract the people that need it, that also are like me, that the key for them is their body. Yeah.
Beautiful. I like how you use the word organic too, because some people listening, they might think that they need to have the whole course mapped out. But, you know, as you said in your experience, it just grew organically and one thing led to another and it was meant to be. So just going with that flow and seeing what comes, you know, I can relate to that for sure.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yes.
And that's scary at the same time because
Yes.
you don't know what the destination is.
Yes. Yeah. It takes practice to do that. Takes practice to take courageous action.
It really does.
Only in doing it, only in practicing, do you become better and better, you know, and learn and grow in that way. So, Leonie, truly, I could talk with you all day, and I absolutely love the amazing birds in the background that we can hear. So beautiful. But before we go, yeah, I would love for you to share any final thoughts, or if there's a particular passion project that you're working on.
Well, I absolutely love working with female entrepreneurs who are embarking or already well within that journey of sharing their passion and dream with the world. And I have this beautiful Inner Alchemy 10-week transformational program, which gives a lot of support and guidance and space for women to figure out, firstly, what is that gem within them that is different for everyone? And then how can I go about sharing that with the world and elaborating on it and making it tangible, and how can I express that, and how can I make this my business, and overcoming the fears and doing the practice and maybe taking a step back and then taking 2 steps forward and feeling around and learning about themselves. So I've designed this program pretty much about what I wished I had have had at that stage, so that it didn't take me years and years, so that I could have this transition within 10 weeks and really get the confidence and take the courage, because I was supported entirely by someone that believed in me, and I had these tools so that I could always reconnect back in with that gem within me. So it's just recently launched, and I have a special just for your viewers, but it's only for 4 viewers. So the 10 weeks is normally $2,500 Australian. So for those of you that are in Canada and US, it's probably cheaper than you think. But just for your community, I'm offering it at $1,800. But it's only for 4 people because I really want to make the space to be there and offer the support. So, just follow my link. It's www.leoniebeck, LeonieBeck.com/Inner Alchemy, INNERALMECK, CHL Chemie. Follow the link because words aren't my strong point, but you'll notice that movement is. That's why I came to this.
That's great.
That's beautiful. Yeah, so I've been sharing these kind of programs with women over the past year, and the results have just been amazing, and it just inspires me so much, and I absolutely love it, and I just can't wait to be able to share this with your community.
Yes, thank you so much for that generous offering, and certainly I'll include the link. And when I think back to when I was in that place back in the day, it sounds like just the kind of program that I would have benefited from, again, like you, so it wouldn't have taken months and months and years. So that's absolutely beautiful. So thank you so much, Leonie, for chatting with me today, and it's been an absolute pleasure hearing your perspective on the various discussion points.
Thank you so much for letting me share this. As you can tell, I could talk about it forever. And, as female entrepreneurs on this journey, it's just so inspiring to see someone else be in this space to support women. And I really feel that what the services that you offer and what I offer is so important for the whole world. Let's uncover these gems and let's share them with the world. It'd be amazing.
Completely amazing. Well, thank you so much. And thank you to everyone that's watching. On behalf of Leonie and myself, we truly wish you wholehearted success in your business and lives. Bye for now.
Bye.